touches the eastern sky as I'm standing on this reservation road. Been looking forward to this day when I would walk this road. This road takes me back to my baby's house. Reservation road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Reservation road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Traveling this old dirt road since my younger days. It's taken me to where I want to go. To a love so true and a love so right. Just take me home, take me down Reservation Road. Reservation Road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Reservation Road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Reservation Road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Reservation Road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Back to her, back to her, back to her. Take me home, Reservation Road.
A Locarina, where you been so long? Oh, Locarina, where you been so long? I pray every night since you've been gone. Oh, little darling, where you been so long? Yo
Everyone. She Ethel Branch Shimsha, Bipatwini Michelin, Nakai Bashish Chin, Sidney Bashiche, Aro Nakai Dashanalan, Kintone Kashchin, East Canyon Diablo Dit Nashai, Luke chapter 8 to chapter, and she Denver, Washington, Bilgati so Shinanish. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to serve as the nation's Attorney General, and especially an honor to be a part of this historic undertaking that the nation has set itself on with respect to our Arizona water rights as well as the New Mexico water rights. And it's just so incredible to serve with the leadership that we have here at this moment. Such grounded leadership that is so dedicated to serving the people and really focusing in governance on what really matters for the Navajo people at the Hogan level. So it's an honor. Water is so foundational to who we are as human beings and as Navajo people in particular. It's played such a foundational role in the creation of who we are as Dene people. And so to be able to honor that and provide access to our people, being Americans, it's been too long that our people have gone without equal access to water. Our water for many decades has been just flowing downstream and being used to build the state of Arizona, as well as the electricity that we produce. And now this is an incredible moment where our people will also have access to that water, and our people will have the health benefits, the educational benefits that come from the health, and we'll also have the opportunity for economic development that we've never had before. Once this $5 billion worth of infrastructure comes to the nation, once Congress passes this, its authorizing resolution. And I just want to say that this week has been incredible. Monday, Hopi Tribal Council approved the settlement unanimously. And then yesterday, of course, our own Tribal Council, under the steady and strong leadership of Speaker Curley, passed an approving resolution as well, unanimously as well. Almost all of the delegates were in the council chamber for that vote. And there was such confidence in moving that forward that there wasn't even a stop and stride. They just voted immediately because there was so much commitment by our leadership. We have an incredible negotiation team. The speaker served on our negotiation team, Chair Parrish, Vice Chair Johnson, and many of the Arizona delegates. So they were there with us through the negotiation process, every step of the way, guiding us in terms of what is acceptable to the Navajo people. And of course, we had the Chief Counsel to President involved as well in moving things forward. And it's just been this incredible team effort. I don't know that I've ever seen this happen at the Navajo Nation, where leadership has been so unified and so strong and consistent and committed, giving so much time. Our negotiating team is meeting sometimes on a weekly basis. On Sunday mornings, people were giving up time with their family, time at church, to be part of this, to dedicate what was needed to get to where we are today. It was April 15th last year when leadership came together and made that commitment that we wanted to settle our water rights in Arizona. And I will be honest that I participated in settlement negotiations when I served as Attorney General previously, and they were very, very difficult. We didn't even get beyond negotiating with Hopi tribe. But there was such certainty in our leaders that this was our moment, that we had to make this happen. And so we moved forward. You know, we followed the direction of leadership, and we gave the law and technical team, the negotiation team, all of us gave everything we had to get to this moment. And leadership was there at the end to support that and continue moving it forward, and be there all throughout. And so I just want to say, you know, I've never done something so difficult. I probably never, ever again will do something so difficult. And having you there with your strength and leadership, your confidence, your certainty, that this is what really matters for our people, for our future as a sovereign, you know, to remain in our homeland indefinitely, we must have water. We can't be cut out of the supply as everybody else moves forward with their enforceable rights and not have that at the table as an equal, as an equal sovereign. So thank you so much to our leadership for closing this for us and moving us forward. And of course, this isn't over. This is not over. We will need your continued steady and committed leadership moving forward, making sure that Congress steps forward and exercises leadership on behalf of the Navajo people as well. And so thank you so much. I think we're going to turn things over first to Madam Chief Justice to offer some remarks. Go ahead.
Yad e bine, Chia ya dran janisha, Kabahan shank in the Anibashin, Puertini Dashiche, Alatopani Dashanala. Good morning, I wanted to say good afternoon, or almost this afternoon. It is a great honor and a great blessing to be here today to speak to all of you that are here, and then also to speak to everyone that will be listening and those that are listening right now. What I wanted to do the most is that I would like to thank Mr. President Nygren, and also Speaker Curley, thank you. And also I want to thank all of the council delegates that are here today and those that are not with us. And I would also have great gratitude for the negotiation team. Thank you very much. Yes, for yourself, and then all of you that were serving on the team. And as Attorney General has stated, it must have been a difficult time and spent a lot of time, and so I'm so grateful. I wanted to just add that we as a nation have already prepared for this. We have hydrologists, we have hydrogeologists, we have agricultural engineers, we have economists. We have been preparing for this day. And so we are in good hands at the moment, and we will be, because we have all of these positions, and we have our people, our students, our members, and others, our colleagues that have come forward through these years. Way back in 1888, 20 years after the Navajo Nation signed the Treaty of 1868, up in Montana, the Winters Doctrine, that started a lot of the negotiation. That started the rights of the Indian nations to go before other water users. And also that was from the United States government, recognized that reservations are made for the benefit of tribes, and that includes water. So I am, as an individual, very, very grateful. As a farmer, Red Willow Farm Project in Tohatchi, farms and mini farms in Shiprock will benefit from all of this. So I just wanted to say thank you. Want to say again, if they have for the skills, the expertise, the knowledge that we have here. We have a lot of work to do because now we have this, and I have no doubt that Congress is going to assist us at the very end, and that we have, again, the people, our resources. We have to take a look at the watershed management. And, water can be very scarce. So, protecting that watershed, protecting the resources off of the land is paramount. And so we do have the expertise in-house in our government here. We have them right now. We have our agriculture department, we have our water rights section, we have the economic development section. So I'm grateful, and on behalf of the judicial branch, and then also the Navajo people of Kehan.
I'm going to hand the mic over to our wonderful speaker, Mr. Nygren.
Thank you, Madam Attorney General. So yaate ade so crazy do ade taiso he she central kindergarten to he bashichi kia ani bashichi do to kia ani national but do senator so hane we had the ade nasha do start go top no so the kind of show do banashi Samado Saturdays, is the easy dish, Jetters, Nasanado Dark and another getting with our Asian, the Shishindo, Dina, Stop this, but as under the watching by a speaker at the 25th Navajo Nation Council. So, first of all, I would like to say my gratitude first. First and foremost, to my colleagues of the 25th Navajo Nation Council. Thank you so much. We made history in the council chambers yesterday. So I'm very honored to be here joined by our first Madam Chair of our Budget and Finance Committee, Mashadi Parrish, who represents the communities of Kieta, Chichimito, and then Hotel. And we also have our Resources and Development Vice Chair, all the way out from Western Agency. We have Casey Allen Johnson. Shana, thank you for being here as well. And these are my co-sponsors. We had many co-sponsors on this legislation, both legislations. And just to give a historical background of what took place after the Navajo Nation, 25th Navajo Nation Council took office back in the last year. And we had to come back together and say, what are our priorities as leaders? Because we are, as delegates, we have direct communication with all of our 110 chapters. And we having that first knowledge of working with our chapters, working with our communities and our families. And many of those was always infrastructure. The need for being able to put our people first, to improve their well-being, to improve to their life qualities, and for our children and our grandchildren. Not only do I speak here as a speaker today, I'm speaking as a mother today, and being able to connect with our children, and all of our children that are unborn yet, and to many of our great-grandchildren that will be from generations from now on. And those are the priorities that we thought about. And those priorities couldn't be accomplished without water. Meaning that life is dependent on water. And many of us are here on the Earlier I mentioned that I'm born for the two waters together clan people. And being able to know that water has prayer, and being able to go back to those root teachings of our fundamental teachings as Navajo people, water is essential. And when we celebrated our centennial year, 100 years of the Navajo Nation Council, we had to say to each other, what legacy do we have to put forth for the next 100 years for our people, for our children? And this legislation is for another 100 years. And it's going to make another milestone that we're coming from many hurt, many pain of our people, many histories. A lot of the times when I look at the council chambers, it has so much bad history sometimes where, we were out negotiated by leasing, energy companies, uranium, and all of these things that our people we have to heal back from that moment from 100 years. Now we are putting our foot down and saying this is for us because we are not going anywhere. Our children are not going anywhere. Our grandchildren are going not anywhere. And our population will continue to grow. We're over 400,000 people strong. And we need to supply that water that will help improve their lives for our children can come back to our nation and live here and work here and being able to start businesses here. And that is the future that we thought about when we passed this through council yesterday. Those visionaries, we were asked by our ancestors, our grandparents, and that is exactly what we did with our water rights, claiming what is ours and declaring a time that this is our time in history as Navajo people to fight for what is ours. And it's a long time coming. It's a very long time coming. And not only do I speak for people that are throughout rural communities throughout the Navajo Nation, even my own relatives, some of my own relatives, community members, still haul water to this day. And we look at the statistics of how much water is used in the Valley area, in Phoenix area, in Las Vegas, in Los Angeles. It's over hundreds of gallons that they use per day, per family. And when you look back out into central region, western region, eastern region of the Navajo Nation, people have to haul and just use, little by little water budget. We can only use 10 gallons a day. We can't go over 30 gallons. And with this water rights settlement, it'll be able to give our people the ability to turn on a faucet, to be able to drink clean, safe drinking water, because times are changing. We're dealing with drastic drought. We're dealing with climate change. Not only that, but we are recovering from post-COVID. And those are the factors that we saw and we said, this is our time, this is our moment as Navajo people to fight for what is ours. And it does have a big $5 billion price tag, but our need for water infrastructure is beyond that. And being able to urge Congress is to tell our story that we are still here, being the biggest tribe in the Navajo, being the biggest tribe in the U.S. is something that is monumental in itself. But we have to stand together along with all the other parties that were a part of this settlement. And we're ready to go to Congress. I know my colleagues will join me in that fight, the 25th Navajo Nation Council, along with President, Vice President, Chief Justice, and all of our chapter governments. This is our time to work together. And this is that time in history now to make that happen. Because not only are we thinking about this, so being able to think for, I'm joined here with my daughter today, and just looking at her gives me the encouragement to fight for her children, her grandchildren. This is history to them, and this is something that we're laying for them. And thank you, President, for being able to sign a resolution within 24 hours after council action. So thank you, President, for joining the fight along with us. And I really want to thank Attorney General, Ms. Vita Becker, Michelle Espinino, Heather Claw, Jason John, Annette Shinalta, Mr. Earl Tooley, Max Stant. These are individuals that we spent almost every day with, every Sunday. And so it's become a family. And we're really happy and we're really glad to move this forward. But thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Curley. And I believe at this time, I'm going to be handing the mic to President Nygren.
Thank you, Madam AG. Ayatana Peshasa an Yana Chahagi, Cat, Kedini Lasa, no Tanagido Asago, Tato Tizatayo, Nelgi, Cat, or the Asishin, Junjono, and Sita, so the art in the Nevakeda, Tenigido art, the net of Honda Hotonigido, Hototo, Hanta Chigi, Eban Sohotes, case of answers case, Ebe, Cat, Didi, Laro, Ano, Enependa Sos Nizigi, Lati Ahita no Senegido, Twindas, Kahido. Kaya tabigida da estigido the kui goshita nedas wariki horoshita do de deshi all the 24 members of the Navajo Nation Council. Thank you, Attorney General Ethel Branch. Thank you so much. Deputy Attorney General Heather Claw, Jolyn Ashley, and then Vice Chair Earl Tooley. I used to always compare my hair bun with him, but no more. And Eastern Agency Commissioner Lanny Tenestini, Northern Agency Commissioner Lorenzo Bates, Water Resources Director over a couple of decades now, Mr. Jason John. Where's he at? Thank you so much, Mr. Jason. Really want to say thank you all. He's got his hat. He's got his jacket on. I can usually identify him a lot easier than that one. Thank you, and Dr. Crystalline Tooley Cordova, thank you too. And also to the little one that you carried around throughout the whole process, the meetings, that's going to be our new water expert too, with all the discussions that she's been a part of. And thank you for being there. Mr. Robert Kirk, Jacqueline Mitchell, and everybody that I didn't name today that had an impact on this. Again, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody in the legislative branch, the employees, the staff that worked on this. Then on behalf of the executive branch too, thank you so much. I know that a year and a half ago, one of the things AG and the team, we sat down and we said, you know what, let's think way out of the box. Way out of the box means, what if we settled our water rights in Arizona? I know that it's been tried for decades and decades, but if everybody comes together, as Speaker mentioned together, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. When the executive branch, the legislative, judicial branch, and everybody that's related to the Navajo government, if we can make sure that we hold ourselves accountable and plan for the future, I think for the future, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. And the historic votes this week with the Southern Paiute, the Hopi, the Navajo Nation Council, and soon in a little bit signing this historic legislation, it just sends a strong message that we've got bigger issues to face. We've got huge endeavors that we got to continue to fight for every single day. There's people out there, as Speaker Curley mentioned, that haul water every single day. Some of them don't even have vehicles. They wish they could haul water. And the only time they get water is if the chapter house drops off a 5-gallon bucket or a 1-gallon bucket or someone on their way to work. And those are the people that we fight for every single day. So I commend every single employee of the Navajo Nation, all the leadership, the managers that are really trying to be a part of this fight. So again, as mentioned earlier, time and time again, this is historic. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where on the 100th year of the Navajo Nation Council, 1 week away from Treaty Day, we're going to get this accomplished. That means a lot because it's been 156 years since we signed that treaty that says, you know what? we'll be good Indians in return. Make sure you support and help us, and we'll fight together as one. So with that message, I think it's a strong message to the U.S. as well, too, that we've done our part. Now we've done our part. We've quantified our own waters. Last year it was a hit to the belly that they're not going to help us. But you know what? It's very good that we can dip into our own resources, as mentioned earlier by Madam Chief Justice, that we've got our own attorneys. I know Michelle's here somewhere. Yate, Michelle, and the team, and our hydrologist, Jason John, and all the experts that we have collected and gathered, that we can figure out how much water belongs to us. And that's what you guys did. Thank you so much to the water rights negotiation team. Thank you. I know that last year was, like as I mentioned, it was a punch in the gut, and you guys woke up and you said, you know what, we don't want the government to tell us how much water belongs to us. We've got our own smart team, we've got our own resources. We're going to quantify how much we believe water belongs to not only the Hopi, the Navajo, and the Southern Paiute. So really want to say thank you. And also thank you to the parties that are not mentioned here today, is Flagstaff, Winslow, and every other party that is associated with this settlement. Thank you for being at the table to let us know that this is what we need on behalf of your teams and everything that belongs, that made this process even easier. So thank you to our non-native partners that were at the table to make this happen. And I'm looking forward to everything over the next several months. We've got a tall task. Yesterday, I was at Nizad. We're going to be very comparable to Nizad. It's going to be a nice incline over the next several months, but with this team, I think that we're going to get it done. We're going to get Congress to pass it, and we're going to get President Biden to sign off on it. So again, we want to say thank you. There's not enough thank yous that we can give to our teams, because this is the time to really recharge too. You guys have worked so hard to this point. And now, as mentioned, some of your Sundays were taken away, and over the next several months, take the next week to kind of recharge and then really hit it hard again. So it's going to be good over the next several months with council being out in Washington, D.C., myself, and all the leaders and perspectives, the experts that will be there. So thank you. And with that, I just want to say, also, I forgot to mention Mr. Dwight Witherspoon. Is he here today? So thank you. I know he's probably listening. Our former council delegate, who's very instrumental. Dwight, is he here? No, he's not here. Somebody pointed about. Dwight, I know you're listening. Thank you. And also within my own office too, Britta Becker, thank you so much. I know she's had a lifelong passion for water, and her coming in as chief legal counsel, and then all of a sudden, 80% of her time is on water. I was like, are you sure you just don't want to work at DOJ? I'm like, what about my stuff over here? And so, but again, that's just how important it was. It was very important, and you can't take away somebody's passion. You know, Britta's heart was in the right place, and she got a passion to really help our people when it comes to water. And thank you, Britta. And I know you're not going to have fun over the next several months. So there's not going to be much water. It's going to be all the other stuff. So, but it'll be okay, Britta. We'll get through it. But again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this, and thank you for everything that's been done. And we look forward to everything that we're going to do. And I know that it's a little hot today, but all the water projects that have been included in the $5 billion, as mentioned, it's not that much if our federal partners are listening, because it's really needed here in Navajo. If you really want to understand how much water is needed, I'm pretty sure it's 4 or 5 times fold of $5 billion on what's really needed on Navajo. But this will help us get started. This will help us keep us in our land, within our boundaries, and it all not only helps Navajo, Southern Paiute, but the Hopi people. And as I mentioned earlier, too, that it's so amazing to see 3 tribal nations come together, because we all live within the same boundaries. We might as well fight together, and that's what they've done over the past several weeks. So thank you, and it's humbling to be here, and I look forward to signing this legislation. We did it for our grandpas, our grandmas, our people that are living here today, our little ones. I know they're a little baby water expert too, and then even her great-great-grandkid. That's what we've done it for. So thank you, and God bless the great Navajo Nation. Look forward to signing this legislation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, President Nygren. I want to just thank you so much for your belief in this being possible. I remember you telling me that we were going to get this done, and having been in the negotiation room before, it just felt like, wow. But you had such strong belief, and then you assigned Britta to this, and Britta just started setting meetings, taking over my calendar, and made it happen. And I just want to say thank you for dedicating so much of her time. At one time, it was all of her time, it seemed like. She's a stateswoman, and she really was able to bring the parties to the table in the negotiation room and keep us moving forward in those moments when it was very, very tough. And also, the leadership of my staff, Michelle and her industry, and constantly moving things forward and keeping the team together. And of course, Dwight and Mac and the water rights team, Crystal and our junior water hydrologist over there, and Robert and Jason, and especially Vice Chair and Chair of the Water Rights Commission. These individuals were out in our community at the chapter level doing over 40 presentations, and then coming back to Window Rock and jumping on the radio in the evening doing forums and just giving, again, everything that they had to moving this forward. There was such commitment and love that everyone brought to the table for our people, and for that belief that we have a destiny as Navajo people, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to live that destiny into the future forever. And so it's just been really beautiful to see all of that, all the hard work. To me, that's what being Navajo is that commitment and that hard work and making the impossible possible. And I think we saw that with our mostly all Navajo team here. So yeah, everyone. And at this moment, I do want to give Chairwoman Parrish and Vice Chair Johnson an opportunity to share their remarks. They were instrumental in our negotiation team, and they were coming to those meetings. Many of those meetings were in person on Sunday, and they were there. And so I just am so thankful to your commitment on behalf of the negotiation team. If you'd like to offer some remarks, we would love that.
Thank you, Attorney General, and good morning to everyone. She'ekia ani adona initially go to Bashichin, Squidchi ni Ada Shache, Skabahan Ada Chanel, Agut Alson initially, She'ishandin Parish Initia, Adult Squidinesha de Nasha, Squidinesha do, Chimbitko do, Denahotso do, Banashado, Adosha Bish Badasa initially. It's good to be here this morning to just be a part of a historic moment for our Navajo people. I grew up in the community of Kayenta, and when I was in high school, we had a government class and talking about the Peabody coal mine agreements and talking about the changes, because when I was in high school, the changes in the Navajo generating station were being discussed at the Navajo Nation Council. And furthermore, a lot of the discussion about the water started to arise. So over the past, when I was in college and transitioning into coming home, that was always top of mind. And I'm very honored and blessed to be here to serve the communities of Kayenta, Denahotso, and Chilchimbito, and it's very meaningful to be a part of that transition. I really want to thank the past leadership that were able to serve in this capacity as council delegate, because I feel that without their advocacy at the local level, that our community members are now able to be a part of the discussion, and they're more their words are carried to the Navajo Nation Council, and I'm very proud that all three of the chapters that I work with passed resolutions at the chapter level. And I was able to carry that to the Navajo Nation Council, so I'm very honored to have worked at the very local level, but also to work with our technical team. Our technical team was really great. We had as many. The battery might have died on that one. But our technical team is vast and great. And yesterday during the certification ceremony at the council chambers, the Attorney General mentioned that many of us went to college and came home for this very purpose. so that we can make an impact for our communities, for our future, and bringing that education home to make these decisions will always live with this moment, always live for the future generation. So I thank each and every one of you for making that commitment to your education and never giving up and coming home to make sure that we have the best settlement that we can have for our future today. So I really want to commend the members of the 25th Navajo Nation Council for their votes yesterday, and to our members on the negotiation team. I know it took a lot of time away from our families, and my prayers are with your families. My prayers are with each and every one of the people that we have to take time away from to be here. But it's all in good faith in service to our Navajo people. So in closing, I just wanted to thank our technical team, members of the 25th Navajo Nation Council, but also continue to just leave with the remarks of our continued prayers are for the future of the Navajo Nation. And I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman Parrish. And Vice Chair Johnson, would you like to offer some remarks? My council delegate.
Good morning, Yate. It's good to be back up here again. It seems like I'm a frequent visitor of this adaptation, these signings, so it's good to be back up here and getting used to it now. Just like to say good morning to everybody, Yate. Casey Allen Johnson is here. Marish Gizi Nishne, Ashkan Hato Bashichin, Hana Nishne, Sinachin Nishne, Kotigo Nishne, Sitlabede Nasha. Those are my clans, and I want to say that, not only to all of us here, but to that living document that's on that table, and also our Creator and our holy people, as well as our ancestors. And to drive in this morning, I thought about our ancestors and what they had to sacrifice for us to be here today, and what they went through. And I come from the Western Navajo, the best side, the west side, and the disparity of water, electricity, everything. It's very obvious. I always state that, in all these meetings. And I'm very thankful, that I stand here today to be part of this legacy, to be part of this historic or monumental, to be present here for this legislation. And that passed 22-0 unanimously. That's a very powerful, to be present, to be there. And I know, yesterday it was very something that's very dear to me. And I knew when I got into this, we were going to get it done. When you're out there, you're campaigning, you're saying all these things, we'll get you water, we'll get you electricity, we'll get you home, we'll get you, some hay. But actually, I kept mine simple. I just put water, infrastructure. But water, this is it, and that's an accomplishment amongst everybody here. I want to thank my colleagues. I want to thank the DOJ, thank the Attorney General, thank all the water rights team, BITSA, everybody, all the work that you guys put in it, the sacrifice, the time, the Sundays, and it's not even just Sundays, it's like almost every day, we just got so much going on in our nation that, we needed all the resources at the table for this. And I'm very thankful. I want to thank your families for allowing you to, take this course, and this is their accomplishment. This is the product that we take to Washington, D.C. And I will be there to continue to work. It's work. And this work is never ending. There's always something across, that we need to. As soon as we got done at passing, I was walking across the street, another meeting, you know, trying to work on other, you know, future projects, you know, and I didn't have time to really sit down and take it in until now. And it's really for our future. You know, our kids, our grandkids, our great grandkids, you know, they're going to be able to see this. And I'm very thankful. And if you are looking at this in the future, this is for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair. And I want to go ahead and close things out with Vice Chair of our Water Rights Commission. He's just committed so much time. He's probably put 30,000 miles on his car in this endeavor. And, you know, the Water Rights Commission really, the chair and the vice chair really took their role seriously and committed to making sure that the public education was happening, that we wanted to make sure that the settlement would be embraced by the people. And part of that is understanding water is so complex, water law is so complex. And it's been a difficult task doing the public education and helping people really understand what it is that we're trying to do. And the intentions that we're coming to this with in terms of providing water to our people for the future, forever. And so I just want to thank Vice Chair Tooley and Madam Chair is in the Grand Canyon on the river right now. She's been giving offerings for us and praying for us this whole week. And so, Vice Chair.
Agashila yate koroni di esdechi tane sari shiro to hetani bashin to so his chega tero to chini sanaleta aro da den lebesto is ade ochishike aro da sitse ade shapasata I kodoki be hasin lenge belakana keshitore. There was a great leader, a wonderful leader of the Navajo Nation, a chairman that spoke. In 1971, when he won the chairmanship, he approached BIA and told BIA, this chambers is our chambers. We will tell you when we're going to meet, thereby give us the keys, and we'll tell you when we're going to meet, and you can come over. That's the bold leadership that is needed, and that's the bold leadership that is here. I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. But I totally trust the leadership that is present today with my future and the future of my grandchildren. I know that our parents and our great-grandparents don't need. But let me close with this. A number of you are adored with silversmith work of the Navajo Nation. This great leader said, you think our craftsmanship with silver and turquoise and other precious stones are great. Wait till we show you what we can do with our own minds. This is it. This is present. And so thank you very much for the leadership of this present day. I adore you, I honor you, and I appreciate you, and we make offerings every day for you.
And at this time, we're going to have the signing ceremony. President will sign the legislation for both Arizona and New Mexico. So if leadership can come forward, members of the team, join us for this moment.
Let's make sure your whole team in here.
So Julie, you want to take off your sunglasses?
Yeah, right. Okay.
I can see your face.
Anybody else? We got everybody? Yeah, you guys, the kids, come on in. Yeah, come on in. All right, bring the little ones over. Haku, come on over. This is historic. Come on over. Right there. Alright. I think we got everybody. Alright. Let's see.
Smile, Nabai.
The first one is practice. This one's for not practice. This is a letter to Speaker Curley and 25th Navajo Nation Council for the Rio San Jose Stream Water Rights Settlement Agreement. So this would be the letter.
Speaker.
This is the actual legislation for the Rio San Jose 24th. We'll let the flag come back up. Candace, thank you for not letting it hit the ground. So what's important? All right, the 24th day of May 2024. Nygren. Big. That's the first one. Do we have another pin? I thought who was pinned along with? Okay, we got one there.
So this is the same.
Okay. Okay. AG, who gives this pin for Rio de San Jose? This little one. Here you go. That's a pin for Rio de San Jose. All right. Here's the next one. This is the Arizona. Signed the letter. Speaker in the 25th Navajo Nation Council. 24th day of May. Right, here we go. Historic. I'm getting the chills. There you go. Woo! Where's Dr. Julie? Where's the little one at?
They're on a call.
Oh, they're on a call? Nabai, this one? For you, right there. The one we signed into law.
Nabai, yeah, no.
There you go. Oh, speaker. That was amazing. Woo, got it done. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. Let's have the one. We gave him the pin that I signed the legislation. Oh, did you? Here's this one, you and your mom, and then this one, Dova, Casey. You guys can hold this one. Right there, Arizona.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
One more time.
Keep smiling, keep smiling.
Delegates and speaker. Madam Chief.
stops or walk you to your door. You say goodnight like 1,000 times before. This is the night I just want